Hello, and welcome back to another session of Longstreet Attacks, Assault on the Emmitsburg Road, Revolution Games, Herman Luttman design. So, where we left off here is at the 6:40 p.m. turn with Wooford and Barksdale attacking, and also getting Anderson into the mix and starting to move up slowly but surely to attack the center of the Emmitsburg Road and up towards Cemetery Ridge and Cemetery Hill to the north. So, moving along with this, let's see how it goes. Last time, there was some push uh, by the Union up against Peach Orchard, trying to retake some of the ground, but that was pushed back by the artillery, as well as Wolford's units there as well. But Barksdale took some damage. You can see we've got this Mississippi unit here, shaken and broken, not broken, but battle worn. Same thing with the 18th Mississippi up here. We do have the 21st Mississippi up here that's still in good shape, and of course on the broken track is one of Barksdale's units, the 17th Mississippi, along with one of one of Wolford's units there as well. So let's see how we see how we do this turn, and see if Confederates can push farther over the Peach Orchard and possibly take the Kringle Farm, Rogers Farm, or Kadori Farm up here. So, starting off, the chits are in the cup, and we're starting with the artillery phase. So, first off is going to be the Union artillery, and we're going to start off with Trimble right down here. He's going to activate, and he's actually going to fall back a little bit to get in a little better position with cover from his own troops. Next, we come over here to Parker and Taylor, and they're going to fire onto the Peach Orchard again. They're going to fire at Graham's Hex over here with 114th, 105th Pennsylvania units in there. And they're going to fire on the 6-7 chart. They roll a 64. Ooh, that's a good hit. That's a severe damage. And it winds up being a D2 break test and a DR1 with a panic. So first off, the D2 is going to flip one of them, and then we're going to get a break test on the 114th. Needs to roll less than 1. They break. They're going to go on broken 3. And now we get the 105th Pennsylvania. Also needs to take the break test, and they roll a 3, and they break as well. So that gets rid of them. Now there's actually a panic, but fortunately everybody's supported there, so nobody is a 2 or less, so there's no panic. All right, so next, moving along, we're going to have Weir's battery up here. He is going to actually potentially move, but we have him going all over the place here, and finally moves back over there to provide some sort of defense. We noticed Thomas was up here, so he is going to be kind of holding the line to the north here, while Weir sets up some sort of defense here against Barksdale in the center. Next, we get Gilbert and Moody. They're going to take a shot at Brewster's 71st New York up there in the Peach Orchard. It's going to be an overhead, so it's going to be in the orchard and overhead, so it's going to be down to a 5. They roll a 44, which is a routine. Roll a 33, which is a retreat 1. So they need to get out of the orchard and push back down the hill. And they're fire. USA at this point passes because it has no other artillery that has a good shot on anybody. So we go over the Confederates. Manley is going to move up, and he actually moves up into the Peach Orchard right there. That's as far as he can go. And he's done. And then we move up Patterson a little bit, and that ends the Confederate artillery. Wolfark over here, and what was the other one here? Go on. Jordan. Stay put. They'll probably drift over towards the center of Anderson's line once he moves out of the way. Okay, so let's get on to the chip pull and see what happens. So the first one out is Longstreet. Actually, let's get that up there. There we go. So he activates with a 4 or less, rolls a 3, he activates. We're going to get Wright's brigade into the attack. So they're going to move up and attack over here, try to push against Brown's guns, as well as drive back these skirmishers. And there's the last one there with Wright and pushing back the skirmishers. So now we're just going to have one close combat over here, which is the 48th Georgians. Let's zoom in here just a tad more. 48th Georgians going to attack Brown's artillery, and Brown's going to get a shot at them. It's going to be on the 9 column. He rolls a 1-1, which is not going to do anything for them. And now he's going to get charged. So now this is going to be a very hard attack on him, because it's going to start on the 9. It's going to go all the way up to the 23 with all the modifiers. Roll, it's a 22, so it's a low roll, so it's a tough roll. Rolls a 44, which is going to be a depletion, morale hit, and retreat 2. So he depletes, morale hit, and goes back up with his other artillery up there. Right is the 48th Georgia is going to stay right there, and we'll move on to the next chit. Next one is Humphreys. Humphreys fails. He is going to activate Burling. Burling is way over here, right here, and he is not going to be able to do anything. He doesn't have anybody to see and shoot at, so he's done. And then Hayes activates, which this is going to be Smith. And he rolls a 3. So it's just going to be Smith at the moment. And he's going to maneuver. I'm going to pull back the skirmishers and just leave it at that. And form a better defensive line back there. Because they really don't have a great cohesion to do much offensively. So they're in good ground over there. And hopefully they can stay in reserve and potentially counterattack once the Confederates come up here. So next is going to be Gibbon. Gibbon activates. It's going to activate Hall to kind of come down here and fill the gap. So we see the 20th Massachusetts there. That's the Harvard Brigade come down. We've got the 7th Michigan come down. And then we got one purely by accident. This is my fault for bringing him in. One of Webb's units, didn't notice he came in, but he came along for the ride. So we'll just play it out this way as part of a little fog of war here. I've now made other mistakes here as the battle goes on. So we're going to have them attack, try to push back right, particularly the 3rd Georgia. 3rd Georgia is going to take a shot. He's going to be on a 9, rolls a 42. It's a routine hit, and that's going to be retreat 1. So that's actually going to be Webb's 69th Pennsylvania retreating back there. So the rest of the units are going to attack. They'll be on a 6-7 after the cohesion difference. Rolls a 52, which is a routine hit. Rolls a 25. It's a morale hit and a retreat 2. So right, the 9th Georgia is pushed back, and Hall establishes a position there in the middle of the Emmitsburg Road, blocking Wright's path. Okay, moving onward here. We've got Humphreys again. He fails to activate. This is now got to be either Brewster or Carr. Brewster's going to be on a limited activation. Now, Brewster's over here. He may be able to get some shots like over here and over here. So let's see. Yep, he's going to shoot with a 70th New York against the sharpshooters. He's got 6 SPs, rolls a 1-3. That's going to be a miss. And the 120th is going to take a shot at Barksdale. 18th Mississippi up there. That's going to be 3 SP. Rolls a 25. That's going to be a miss. So that's all for Brewster. And now we get a command event for the USA. Better bring up those charts. Yeah, he's got a confident event. He's going to hold that. And next we're going to get Bernie's division. And he rolls a 5 and fails. Now that's going to be either Ward or Graham. And that's going to be Ward. Now Ward is over here, right on the Millerstown Road, as well as up here with Breeden sharpshooters. Up here, don't have much to do. They're going to take some shots though. So the 3rd Maine is going to take a shot at the 21st Mississippi and rolls a 36. That's going to be a miss. And that's all they're going to do. Next is Fog of War. Rolls a 5. Possible USA casualty. Uh-oh, this could be damaging. Rolls a 22. It's Hancock. He's wounded. Oh, he's going to be off the board. But luckily, Hancock, if I pull him up here, he is wounded as a 4 as well. So he doesn't lose any activation capabilities. He will still be a 1 to 4 to activate. So we'll switch those around when he comes in next. Next, we've got our CSA command shit. And let's pull up the CSA. And, oh, he already had a firefight come up before. Missed that. He's got a confident. So he's going to hold that. And next, moving on to USA, they get a rally. And they're going to rally the 11th New Jersey. And he's going to take the morale off. And next we go on to Anderson. He is going to activate. And he is going to activate Posey. Posey's going to maneuver to position up on the road. Up on the Emmitsburg Road here to get ready for the attack. There we go. That's all for Anderson. Next. It's going to be Gibbon again. He rolls a 4. He fails. So we've got Harrow and Webb left on here. And let's see. Yeah, I think he pulled Webb to be the failed activation. And next we've got Humphreys. Humphreys rolls a 2. He activates. So this is going to be Carr. And Carr is going to attack. So his particular thing is going to be attacking, trying to go up against Wright over here and stabilizing the center of the Emmitsburg Road. So first off, we're going to get this attack over here by the unit that's in skirmish. He's going to shoot at Wright. He's going to be at 2 SP. Ooh, he rolls a 66. That's a hit. It's a routine hit. Rolls a 43. Retreat 1. So the 2nd Georgia Battalion is pushed back. And now they're going to advance. That's the 1st Massachusetts that fired there. They're going to advance 1 hex. And then we're going to get some more advancing. There we go. And here. And that's all for Carr's attack. Next, we have Humphreys again. Or excuse me, Humphreys is done. Sorry. Fortunes of War is next. So next shit out is going to be not played. So it's McLaws. Oh, that's not going to be good. That's either going to be Wolford or Barksdale. That's the first McLaws coming out. So McLaws is going to fail. Here's where I made another mistake too. He should have not activated at all. I put him in as a limited activation. So he's going to shoot here. And he gets a couple of shots here. This is first one's a miss, from the 18th Mississippi. Second one, this one's going to be a hit. 45, it's a routine. Rolls a 65, it's a D, and a retreat 2. So he flips over and retreats 2. And that is all for Barksdale. Next is Anderson. He rolls a 6. It fails. So this has got to be either, what do we got left? Wilcox or Lang down here. And it's going to be, I believe, Wright. Yep. So he activates Wright. He fails. He's not going to do anything. And he just Goes on from there. Who's firing here? Oh, excuse me. I did that wrong. It's not Wilcox. It's Wright, because Wright actually was activated by Longstreet before. So he activates with limited activation, and he can take some shots. So he's going to shoot at Cars, 1st Massachusetts. It's a miss. And then the 48th Georgia is shooting at the 7th Michigan and the 20th Massachusetts. And they will miss as well. Okay. So next we've got Bernie. He is going to fail to activate. So now this is going to be Graham that has limited activation. And Graham has a couple of shots here. One up here back on the Millerstown Road with the 141st Pennsylvania, taking a shot at 21st Mississippi. His shot is a miss. And that's all with Graham and Bernie. Next one out is McLaws. McLaws activates. It's going to be Wolford this time, and they're going to try to go up against the Good Ground Chit, which came out before. I didn't make a note of that when it came out, but that's placed here right on the right on the Emmitsburg Road, trying to hold off Wolford's attack. First off, they're going to try to shoot. They roll a 55, which is a hit. It's a routine hit. And they're going to get a morale hit and retreat 2, which knocks out the Good Ground and allows Wolford to move up and potentially attack or close combat Brewster's 71st New York, as well as Thomas's guns. So we've got them moving up here, and it could be a flanking attack if they can't get a good defensive fire. Now they're going to fire back at the 16th Georgia that's coming off of the peach orchard. They roll a their 5 SP. That's going to be the 71st firing. By the way, they're going to split their fire, and they're going to roll a 31. That's a miss. And now the guns, Thomas's guns, are going to shoot at the 18th Georgia. They roll a 32. That's a routine. 42, which is a miss. All right, so now here come Wolford's units, the sharpshooters, the 18th Georgia, and the 16th Georgia. It's going to be the 18th Georgia leading, and they're going to get a flank attack, and they roll a 53. Which is a miss. No, it's not a miss. That's a hit. 26. It's a routine hit. Sorry, not a routine. It's a tough hit. And it's going to be a 21, which is RA1. So everybody retreats. And then the rest of them move in. Like that. And now Confederates are going to play a confident chit, which allows them to continue the attack. And now they're going to go up against Thomas's unit and Graham's shaken unit this time. And they will be fired upon by Thomas's guns again. And this time they roll a 51, which is a routine hit, and a 32, which is a miss. And then the 73rd New York is also a miss. And the skirmishers should have retreated there. They shouldn't have fired. So now the attack on Thomas's hex. They have a 23 SP. They roll a 14, which is a routine hit, and they're going to be a morale. They're going to roll 45, which is a D, morale hit, retreat 2. Yeah, so they're going to be hit and then retreat back to there. And then the Pennsylvanians, or Graham's units, move back over there as well. And that's the end of that. Next is Gibbon. He fails. Webb has a limited activation. And then we move on from there. Next are some event chits. Now we've got Hancock. Now he's been wounded, so we're going to swap him out. And he is going to activate. And he's going to get Harrow's units to move, activate, and move up. So he moves all of these units up across the southern part of Cemetery Ridge, so they can get into position to kind of help out towards Trossel Farm, because you do have two significant victory hexes here, both on the ridge and at Trossel Farm, right here and right here, that need to be held out. And he needs to get into a reserve position for that. So next, we've got Anderson. He's going to maneuver Lang to get his units up. And that's all for him. And then we've got another hold chit for the Union. And then we have oh, they played the firefight. That's it. They played the firefight here. So that actually gets rid of that unit. They had to take a break test, 73rd New York, that is, and had to retreat back out of there. So next up is Anderson again. This is going to be Wilcox. They're going to go into a defend mode so they can recover the 10th Alabama and then move up to position for the next turn. Next is a CSA Comanche, which is a hold. Army of Northern Virginia vets. And then that's it. That's all of the chit play. The cup's empty. So now playing out the held chits. The confident can't be used. Next is the Rebel Yell. This is going to be placed on Wolford's units to try to attack Brewster. They are shooting back with 5s. They miss. Supporting fire misses as well. And now they attack with 12 to 13. They roll a 1-5, which is a routine, and then a 34, which is a retreat 2, panic 1. So they go back into the woods, and then these guys panic and go back into the woods as well. Or back into the orchard, I should say. And then we have this, then they play a skedaddle, which re-rolls the skedaddle roll, and it still winds up being the same thing in the end. So that ends the chits. And then we just clean up the board, and we're at the end of the 640 turn. So where are we at with this? A lot of action there, as hopefully you could see in this particular round. First off, looking to the north here, we've got Posey and Wright now crossing the Emmitsburg Road up by the Kadori farm, and have captured those victory points. We've got Wright, the trailing end of Wright and Lang moving up towards the Rogers farm to attack there. We've got Wilcox positioning to attack on the Kringle farm. And then we have Wolford expanding the north side of the peach orchard across the Emmitsburg Road, as well as Barksdale holding off to the east of the peach orchard in there. So significant gains from the Union perspective. A lot of losses here. You can see there's a number of shaken Union units moving back towards Trossel Farm. On the broken track, we've got 2 more units that added in there, 114th and Pennsylvania and 73rd New York, as well as 105th Pennsylvania, have been added to the broken track, and going to have to do some defensive work over there. But on the positive side, Harrow has moved down, and he's in position to support, potentially counterattack if McLaws keeps going over there, or hold the center if Anderson comes across the that way to press the attack. So that's it for now. The end of the 640 turn. Stay tuned for this 7 o'clock turn. That'll be the next one, and see how they do. Can the Confederates continue their momentum? Can the Union stop them? So we'll see in the next round. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the game and how it's going. Have you played this? If you have, do you like it? Do you have any issues? Do you make a lot of fog of war, personal fog of war mistakes like I have? Or, you played it through pretty well? Anyways, we'll talk with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.